being able to network with the people, I think eventually that forms like, oh, it's normal to do business. Everyone else is doing it, but that's just because of the environment you're in. I think that's crazy powerful.
We started a company that made 10,000 a month, and now we're venturing into different companies, starting a personal brand.
What took me to take action was I was perhaps a bit lost. I don't know what to do, and I was really at the middle of my life, and I was find.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it may be for you on the other side of the screen right now. Welcome to our Go Youth podcast. And this is a place where we have all the conversations about how we can grow and thrive together. So with me here today, I have none other than our founding team here at Go Youth. We have Nick, Umar, and Said. And in a bit, I'll get them to do a bit of their introductions, their names, bit of their backstory, and what they're currently doing right now. Then we will get into today's topic where we'll be talking about the power of communities in personal growth. Right, without further ado, Nick, Umar, would you do the honors and introduce yourself? Tell us about yourself, Umar.
Assalamualaikum everybody. Hey, I am Umar, and I been with Go Youth for about three months now, and I'm part of the community. We're a small community right now, and we're pushing each other to be the best versions of ourselves. Bit of backstory about me: I graduated as a electrical engineer. Before graduation, I was a insecure, say a nerdy guy who don't talk to people, who focuses on nerdy or geeky things. But I found a journey towards self-improvement, particularly in the social and physical realm. So alhamdulillah, now I'm more confident in myself because of those two factors. That has helped me in my career, my relationships, my spiritual confidence. And yeah, right now I'm running a few businesses while working, trying to balance those things together. So yeah, life's good.
Alhamdulillah. That's pretty awesome, man. Can't wait to hear more of your stories here today. And we'll dive right into that. I'm gonna ask you all the questions, so I hope you're ready for that. Right, before I go any further into that, I'm not gonna leave out none other than Syed Tariq. Would you do the honors and introduce yourself? Tell us. What's up, Tariq?
Assalamualaikum guys.
Waalaikumsalam.
So as you may or may not know, I'm the youngest member of the Go Youth team.
Adam's younger than you, bro.
Sorry, the second youngest in the team. The second youngest in the team.
You know, with Ilya having no mustache and us having this facial hair, Ilya seems to be the youngest.
What can I say?
You seem to be the wisest,
true.
You seem to be the wisest.
Maybe. But other than that, as Umar said, I've been going for about 3 months or 3 to 4 months on that. My background to where I am today was that before, because I'm still in uni, doing banking and finance. But before that, in school, I was really, really a quiet kid. I just live life, like a flow. Just live it like that. Then when COVID hits, that's when my life changed. Where I just started to do push-ups first. After that, I do some abs in the room, and that's
imagine. Push up first, no gym yet. Push up first.
Yeah.
Exercises.
Then afterward, that's where I started my journey to where I am today. So alhamdulillah, after like ups and downs, I think that's where it brought me to where I am today. Alhamdulillah for that.
Alhamdulillah. I think hearing from both of you, I'm pretty sure that's a bunch of inspiring stories. And I'll be so interested to hear how communities might have played a part in your growth as well, the people that you've surrounded yourself with on this journey to where you are today and where you're heading as well. So, to start off, I want to ask you guys this one question. I'm probably going to start with Syed, right? What is one community that has significant impact on your life?
Oh, that's a tough question. That's that's many, but I would say that the most impactful one that it has on me was being with was really with at the masjid to be precise, or the Islam, because I think that's where it starts for me to get to know who actually prays, who actually try to become what Muslims should do, like pray, fast. Also how they should act for themselves, like don't speak too loud but don't speak too soft. Another one would be act with your dignity and also with humility as well. But it's also at the same time work hard so that you can earn a living for yourself. So I guess through the doors of being close with people who are Muslim, they open other doors for me. So I guess you can say that the door to being with who are Muslims, as I would say, open doors for me of opportunity for other realms. For example, making money. Another one would be going to the gym and other stuff. So that's how that one community benefits on where I am today.
Right. Okay, I'm so interested to hear this though. What changed, or what got you to move? What got you to take action? What was the motivation behind first joining that community?
Oh, alright. So it happened. Okay, I'll tell you this. It happened during 2023 Ramadan. So, and I would say that it has been the most transformative Ramadan I've been to my life, because that's where I started to really deep dive. I mean, deep dive into what Islam is, rather than just pray 5 times a day, fast and all the stuff. What is the meaning behind the words of God, which is Allah for us, and also how do we want to learn the teachings from the Prophet and also from the Quran, and how we can implement it in our life to make our life and other people's life better. So what took me to take actions was because before that, it was, for me, it was, I would say it's all darkness. Like I was perhaps a bit lost. I don't know what to do, and I was really at the low of my life, and I want to find some light. I mean, right now I call it light, but back then I just want something that would reveal to me on who am I. Yeah. So maybe the question I ask myself is, who am I and why I'm here. So the first place that I look at is, of course, my own religion, which is Islam. So I look into that, and
Sorry,
it really helped me to open the door.
So Umar putting on his emo mid. You good there?
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's out of the view of the camera, so you just saw it. But
No, we should have caught that on camera.
What?
Why are you hiding from the camera? I'm gonna post it now. Okay, anyway, sorry, please continue.
Where the I, where I left off. I left off at, yeah. So as a result of me being at a very low and dark place, and the question that gets me from this low place to the high place is, who am I and what I'm here. So the first thing I look at is Islam, which is my religion, because it makes sense to me. I mean, it makes sense to me to do that first. Then after a while, learning about what's the meaning behind the Quran, attempting to do tafsir on myself, and to see how can this surah, for example, Surah Insan, can benefit me to my life. So learning just that in that month alone really helps develop the character that you need to become, I wouldn't say successful, but also fulfilled. Because once you start to know on what's the purpose in life, you start to become more fulfilled and reach even greater heights that you can ever imagine. So that's how I
You know,
envision.
Syed, can I interject for a while? I want to ask you,
Yeah.
when you said your community is the masjid people, right? You mean like literally masjid people, the old guys, well, old and young? Because for me, when I go pray, I pray and then I just salam everyone and I leave. I
Oh,
ciao, you know. But I do,
for
when I
me,
visit your masjid, I do see that you know everyone there. Like you when I went to your masjid, you ajak me and then that guy is like the tauke of this guy, this restaurant. That guy is the boss of this place. Do you actually talk to these people? Like, is it because
yeah, we.
how what incentivizes you to talk to them? Is it because your dad
Oh,
is your friends with them?
at first it was my dad. At first it was because I always go to masjid with my dad, and these people always ask me, "Oh, anak siapa ni?" And then my dad say, "Oh, this is my younger son," and all the stuff lah. And I say, "Oh, so rajinnya, so rajin go to masjid." So then after a while, they start to talk to me a lot, and I guess that's where I start to build rapport with. I wouldn't say all of them, but if I have to see the masjid right now, I can have a short and brief conversation with them. Like for example, I've met two guys from the masjid. They're not old. They're in their 30s right now, but one of them is doing a business with, and he has been with the doing business with the government and all the stuff. Another one is a model.
Is it
He's a
Faiz?
model
Is it
and he has a
Faiz?
business. Yeah, yeah,
Oh wow. So you get to
yeah. So
know
I'm.
business from you guys talk about business juga lah.
Yeah, that
I mean,
might
that
have
was. I
been
mean,
the environment that got him inspired to start a business of his own. You never know.
So it's not
yeah,
just
and also
Islamic things but also business
Exactly,
like
exactly. It's
entrepreneur.
like he started off with a journey of self-discovery. He found Islam along the way, and that later gave birth to all his discipline when it comes to the realm of physical business. And I think that's amazing. There's just the power of following your dad to the masjid every day and being able to network with the people. I think eventually that forms like, oh, it's normal to do business. Everyone else is doing it, but that's just because of the environment you're in. I think that's crazy powerful. How about you, Umar? Actually, what is one community that has made the most impact on your life?
All right. For problem with my story, no, I want to say this. I want to say that I have always been an introvert. You know, maybe not introvert, but an antisocial. I when I interact with people, my social battery goes down. You know, so in terms of community, the memorable ones, I've joined clubs. I go to the gym and I get with the people. I join the Muay Thai class and I meet people. They're not necessarily the people group of people that I like connect with, per se.
Okay.
I'm just there and then I talk about some random stuff, but it's just surface level stuff. We don't go deeper than that. So I don't consider those community clubs, classes, gym. Even I have to say, even going to the masjid, it didn't go as deep as Said's experience. It's just about talking, asking surface level things. Maybe that's on my part. I'm not saying there's something wrong with them because I myself am antisocial, right?
Right.
So if you're gonna ask me that, I want to answer this, and I think this is very meaningful for some people who are like me, who are not necessarily extroverted or are antisocial. What does community technically means, right? I wanna share with you this. I actually read this up. A community is a group of individuals sharing common characteristics, interests, or goals that that they have shared purposes, basically. And I wanted to know what's the specific number of people that makes a community. And although there is no universally agreed upon minimum size of a community, but there's a foundation that we can, I suppose, begin to that starts a community. And that can be as small as one person meeting another, like-minded people. So I want to say the community that really drives me like forward in life, like super forward in life, is when I make sight. I don't want to sound, sentimental or whatever, but when I met Syed, I have to tell you this. When I met Syed, I was doubtful on whether or not to, is this business thing really it? Is this gonna work? It's so risky. I don't dare to do it. We're humans. Like we want to do things with a friend. So even me, who's introverted or not, I don't use introverted. Even me, who is antisocial, I too need a buddy, a friend to do something, right? To venture into something. So I guess my answer to your question is the community or the person who shares my values, my goals. We support each other. We go deeper than the surface level, and we grow each other. We put each other accountable. Is my friend Syed here, because we started a company that made 10,000 a month, 10,000 ringgit a month, and that's Rainflow Media. And now we're venturing into more a different company that deals with finance and all. And we go through personal branding, starting a personal brand. And at one time, I asked Syed to become my accountability buddy so I can break through the 30-day habit barrier. Because for your information, if you want to acquire a habit, you have to continuously do it for 30 days at least.
There are different takes on that. I think some people say 60.
Well, the longer the better, but the minimum is 30. Once you're 30, the momentum is already there, and you'll be like, oh, it will be bad. Sayang lah kalau you stop, right? So, but anyway, that's so. Yeah, my community that really drives me, and you know what? When you get with someone, you will attract more people, more like-minded people together. It's like gravity, It's like how the sun is formed from a cloud of black gas to a sun. So now we have attracted, Ilias Go Youth team into, or you attracted us. We attracted each
It
other,
goes
right?
both
So,
ways, yeah.
yeah, so
The
there
law
we
of
go. We're
attraction.
expanding. Yeah.
I think I
There we go.
yeah.
You're right. I want to talk about that. The law of attraction. When you act a certain way and you curate who are around you, I used to hang around people who are, quote unquote cool, who get with the ladies or go clubbing. I used to want to hang around them because those are the cool kids. But it didn't sit right with my inner self, I would say, my values. So I curate the people around me. I get rid of those people. I don't like burn bridges, but I don't hang out with them often. But when it comes to people at the gym, and I hang out with Syed Tariq, when I met him at my aunt's place, I talk to him more. Even when I'm in Kuantan, he's in KL. We talk through Google Meet. We start planning on businesses. So I would say in 80% of my time when I'm spending time with people, I'm spending time with Syed more than my other friends. Maybe because I'm introverted. Again, antisocial, but yeah. So the law of attraction, when you act a certain way and you curate people around you, you're gonna attract more like-minded people. I got this quote from some guy from the internet. I think his name is something Prophet. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So that's my story, I suppose. That's my community.
I love
Here we
that.
are.
I love that. I love that. I'm just gonna pause this so it doesn't go off while I'm speaking. But I think you made an excellent point there. When you talk about how defining a community. What's a community? Because like when I go out into, there's a bit of feedback coming from. Okay, sorry. But when we talk about communities, right? So far we've been throwing around that term, and I really like that you've kind of brought us to what defines that community, and you talk about how it's like an inner circle. you are more intimate with those people because you meet a lot of people, like going to university, going to work, from school, and a lot of them can be considered your friends. I think defining friends is a different story altogether, but a lot of them can be called your friends. But the people that you really keep in your inner circle and you spend the most time with, these are the people that will determine your future. You know, they talk about I've heard a lot of rich successful people say this, you know, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. And I think it's just so powerful that you've realized that. And like you said as well, just being or carrying out, being ourselves, carrying out the characteristics and holding out the values that we truly believe to ourselves eventually attract us all together. This is a bit of a spoiler, but one of the projects that we're working on is the Kaizen formula. And what I've done so far, because you're talking about accountability buddies, right? I've built this Notion system that I'm supposed to run through with Umar shortly. But what I've done is I've gotten a couple of my colleagues, a couple of people in my network to just come onto this. I think it's like 4 of us now. And they're all on this accountability system. So I used to reflect on my own. But now, when I reflect, right, I can look at 4 other people's reflection and accountabilities and see if they're also bringing in their daily accountabilities. And I think that in itself, this morning or this week, for the past, I think 7 days, you can see everyone at our office gym in the morning with me. And it's just
You
like,
guys have an office?
yeah. No, I'm talking about, I'm talking about my workplace, because I have some of my colleagues on the system.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's all sorts of different things, and I've even learned from them. Like some of them put like, you know, I don't want to drink more than 1 sugary drink a day, and something like that. And you can kind of see like, oh, okay, which days are they doing it, which days are they not doing it, and they are holding me accountable to that, and I'm holding them accountable to that. And that is what we want to build, I think, with our community here. The whole idea of Go Youth is to create communities where everyone helps one another grow to reach their greatest potential. And I think deep inside, a lot of us actually want to. It's just that we have yet to find the right environment, except for like us lucky few. And we want to be able to create that for others. Right. Okay. So before I get carried on, I think Syed, we've heard a lot from Omar. Can you share a personal story about how being a part of community has helped you grow? I think earlier you told us about the masjid. If there's any other area, maybe you can share along those lines.
So I'll start with this. I'm not sure you guys know or not, but someone told me this. I think it was my dad or someone else. But it says that keep your influence huge, but keep your circle small. So after I heard that, I was thinking to myself on, okay, I should really be choosy on who's going to be in my circle. So as a result of that, not sure you guys know this, but most of my inner circles right now, everyone is older than me. I'm most probably like the youngest guy in that friends group that I have, because everyone is like in their 30s, in their 20s, and almost in their 40s as well. So this, I wouldn't say is a established community where I have like a accountability checker with them or anything like that. It's just that just being with them alone for myself is enough for me to know on what levels I have to be on par with them and higher than them, because these people who I interact with almost on a day-to-day basis are not just normal people. They are just out of this world. So being with them just for one day is enough for me to know, oh, I'm not there yet. I need to improve more. So just being with them almost for the past 2 to 3 years right now, still counting. It really helped me to give myself a direction on where I want to go. Obviously higher than them. And also how do I want to execute it. And also them trying to give me advices on, oh, maybe you should do this. Because they're living through it. And they're using the experience to at least help help me lah to
Yeah.
guide me on what's the right direction. Because in the end of the day, every young man who's here right now wants a mentor, wants a father figure, wants someone to guide them. Because that's what all we want here. We want someone to guide us. And I've been fortunate enough, alhamdulillah, that I have someone to guide me. And every day I've always sleep with gratefulness that someone has guided me today to avoid the wrongs. So I think without them, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys. I would just be partying somewhere.
Bro, is it one of your like members ajak us go clubbing?
Not them. Not him. Not him. Not him. He's an exception.
But I think you're
but
absolutely
Cham-
right on that, because
Yeah.
I graduated high school early, 15. So I've been surrounded by older people all my life, and I think I've never acknowledged it. I think it just helped me realize that. Okay, maybe I have, but being around older people has just set like my standard as a lot higher as where you usually set it. And it just comes naturally when you hang out with them every day. You see how they work, you see how they take life seriously, right? Even if you're younger, even if you're in an age where people would think it's normal for you, that's your norm is different just because of the people that are around you all the time. Like I think I'm very thankful, but when I was in university, I was attracted to like the smartest people in the class. And these are like, I think some people would say arguably nerdy, because they're very studious. Like all they do is study, 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 study. But because I was around them, right, I realized that my definition of hard work isn't hard work. So I had to work
Yes.
harder, you know. So yeah, that's amazing share.
Actually, I just want to point out one more thing. That actually, when Omar was talking about his story, it reminded me of an Arabic saying. Asahib asahib. A friend is a puller. So a friend can either pull you to a good or pull you to a bad. So that's one of the most easiest way for you to conceptualize or think about when you meet someone new. Will he put me to somewhere I want to be, or will he put me to somewhere where I do not want to be?
I love that. I love that. We're gonna clip that. Okay, Mark. You're talking about how you're introverted, and you're a bit more reserved. I think in comparison, you probably say in comparison to the both of us, right? Do you think that being a part of a community is a easier way to achieve your goals? Why and why not?
Of course, definitely. Okay, it could be double-edged sword, maybe, or it depends on what you want, and does it achieve it or bring you further from it. So that's a bit complex, but let me explain. Right, when I was a budak-budak BBNU, budak baru nak up, I wanted to be good with women, right? So why are you guys making that mouth move? So I befriended a lot of quote unquote womenizers, I would say, right?
Sheesh,
So some of the
womanizers.
audience would know who
Damn.
you are. I'm not gonna call you out, but you're one of the audience. So I befriended them. I actually sit down with them at like a coffee shop and talk to them lah. How you do this? How you pull girl? How you pull women and all. And so that's an example of, and I'm talking through retrospect. Like right now, I'm more I would say pious, religious, but during that time, what I wanted was I would say unhealthy. Now unhealthy, but back then it was so cool, you know. I wanted to be cool. How to say? I want to get approval from women, I suppose. And so I befriended these people. I get the skills needed, the confidence needed. So because these people really push me and say, "Bro, Omar, you go to the gym. You're looking awesome now. Just go ahead and say hi to that girl. Definitely, you'll be able to get her number or whatever." And yeah, I achieved that. I achieved that. I managed to uh, how do I say it in not a bad way, but I managed to get talk to girls, talk to girls, and I've got to get a few dates, dates
Okay.
haram dates. It's haram, dates are haram, but that's my jahiliyyah time.
I
But
understand.
I got my goals, but is it really what I want? Is it really good for me though? You see, so I realized that I need to really know what I want and really surround myself with because you set your goals, right? So when I set that goal, I achieve it, and I couldn't have achieved it if I didn't surround myself with that kind of people.
Let me actually deep further into that. How would you say, or how do you find or identify the right community for your personal growth? How do you go about that? Like now, where you are today, how would you go about that?
That's easy. That's easy. Just look at them, how successful are they in that domain, right? So if they're good at talking, public speaking, so you just get with them. If they're good at gym, if they look so freaking buff or they're strong, that's one of the goals that I set, and I became friends with a lot of gym bros at my local gym back then. So I if they come every day, then I'm like, oh shit, I have to come every day now. So I come every day. My bouldering, the wall climbing gang community. When they go, I go because it's fun, right?
Actually, I love
So
that because one of the things that I was taught while I was in university as well is that one of the things that we don't realize is that, okay, we get advice from all sorts of people. And I think a lot of times you'll look at people who are much older than us and we go like, okay, we can take their advice. But actually, the question that we should be asking is the person we're taking advice from someone who has achieved what we're trying to achieve or has already made it to where we're trying to head to? And I think you're just taking it to the next level by, I'm not just going to take their advice, I'm just literally going to invite myself into their community. Actually, tell us about that. It's like sometimes I would say, and don't worry about the segment, I'll give you another 5 minutes. Okay.
wait, hold on. I want to interject you there
Alright.
because when you say I have to make sure that I talk to the people who are already there, not necessarily. They don't have to be the best on that domain. I just have to see that they are improving, they're better than me, or they're improving. So
Yeah,
like
okay.
gym people, I don't have to go to Arnold Schwarzenegger to that's my standard. I don't want to talk to anyone lower than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
So
Let me rephrase that then. Someone who is there or is heading towards the direction that you want to be in. Both of that. Okay.
yeah.
So, okay, it's excellent that you put that out there. But when you talk about people who are good at speaking or people who are good at the gym, and sometimes when you know that they are a level higher than you, how do you go about like approaching or getting into that community?
Just well, I'm thinking of a way to address our audience here. Like, if you don't know how to do that and you want to do that, my advice to you is just say hi, because that's what I did. I just say, hey, you're awesome. I acknowledge they are what makes them valuable. So you're awesome at your physique is awesome, or the way you speak is awesome, or the way you manage your time, Ilya, is awesome. Your discipline is awesome, Said. So I said, bro, you are a very disciplined guy. I wanna. Okay, then I told. So I need. It's important that you don't just take from the community or from the people that you wanna take from. You do want to take. You want to take their values. You want to take their the way they think, their advice, right? You want to take for sure. But why would they want to give you if you want them to be motivated to give you? Some of them are happy to give. If you go to the gym and you ask gym bro how to do this exercise, that exercise, they're happy to teach you. They're really happy to do that. But you have to, down the line of that interaction, you have to somehow give value, give back. You take and you give and take, right? To make the connection stronger and deeper and last longer. Because otherwise it'll be a one-sided thing, and it'll just be a producer and a consumer relationship, So to answer your question, first you say hi for sure, acknowledge what you admire about them, and be humble. Don't be arrogant for sure. I was a bit arrogant back then, and then I went through a lot of rejection and failures to learn to be humble. And then provide some sort of value to them. It can be as little as compliments, it can be as little as motivation. Like you can tell a gym goer, bro, you're not gonna skip. Let's say the guy is gonna skip a gym day, then you're gonna say no. I'll join you. I'll join you. I'll be a spotter for the day, guys. Or Ilya wants to expand. He wants to help more people. So I can provide value to him by becoming his motivator. I can tell you, Ilya, you are able to go there. You just need to be more. You need to be more daring. So try to provide value. Of course, it's hard to find what you can provide to someone you admire, but you'll find it. You'll find it. That's why it's important for you to improve yourself as well.
And I just want to point out, he said go out and say hi. This is coming from an introvert, someone who says he's reserved, but he did that as well. And I think look at how far that has got you. And I know, following up from one of the areas that you're talking about, I actually want to ask Syed, right? How do you balance giving and taking in the community? Because Omar was just telling us about how you have to be able to give value as well. So how do you do that?
What can you possibly give a 30-year-old?
Yeah.
What could they possibly get from you? Why do they even bother talking to you?
This is not an easy question to answer. It's not easy, that's for sure, to balance giving and taking. Because for sure, for my side, I'll be taking almost everything.
But do you think they enjoy mentoring you? Maybe they enjoy programming you because you are leaving their legacy. They are leaving their legacy on you.
Actually, it's more on, because I think to reflect on Umar's point on improving yourself, is because these people, they see me from when I was not as good. Now throughout time, they see me. I'm actually improving from the first time that I met them. Quite recently, I met with one of my friends who's older than me. He told me, hey, you seem to be more mature and actually better than when I first met you, which was 2 years ago. So I guess the act of giving something to them is that you actually took in the advice and you're actually better than who you are from the first time that you met them. And for me, I like to go over it. So if they give this much, I take. If I take this much, I give this much. So you can say as a leverage a bit. So if they give me a lot of advices.
Sorry, that scared the shit out of me. No, that's not for you. That's not for you. Please continue.
Okay. So if they give me a number of advices, obviously not all of them will work. Because you cannot, because it's too much. So you got to hand select them accordingly on your life at that point of time. And then maybe 6 months from then, which is an appropriate amount to see a progress, they will be like, hey, actually you've been actually doing better actually. Maybe then of course they're not saying this to you lah. Oh, maybe I give you more. It's just an unconscious thought from it's an unconscious action from them that be like, oh, maybe you can do this. So just action on their part on means that it tells them that you actually listen to them and you actually act upon what they said. Because that's what all advisors want actually. Even an advisor to someone, what you want for the advisee, which is the person who you give advice to, is to act upon it. And because at the end of the day, it's always improvement from both ends. Improvement as in going higher.
Yeah, I love that. I
mean,
absolutely love
it's like
that.
investment, right? It's like they invested in you, and then you're gonna be someone big. Perhaps you're gonna be a president of the Malaysia, and then they want you as a friend, right? They want you on top of that, so that when you're up there, they're your friend. You remember them. They know. We know subconsciously that you're gonna give back to them.
Yeah.
Something like that.
If I were to even zoom into like the present moment, it's just honoring what they have to say. Like when I say honoring, is like when you take that and put it into action. I think you guys have led teams before as well. When you're able to actually play a part in somebody else's development or somebody else's good work, right? How does that feel? It's like as a mentor or as someone advising, you feel like, oh, you know, that was actually
feels
value
good.
I was able to
It
give.
feels
It's
really
something,
good.
yeah, right,
really
exactly.
good.
So when you're at the opposite end of the stick, is honoring what they have to say. Is like even if you take it into action and it doesn't work, but you've actually took it into action, like applied it, right? That is honoring what they had to say. And by doing that, you've honored their time and you've given them how to say a piece of respect that they can only get from that kind of interactions, you know?
So would you say that's a
Yeah.
give, Ilya? That can give and take?
I mean, when I look at it, it's like if I were to have two scenarios where I give advice to, not gonna make the alarm go off again, but two scenarios where I give advice to someone, he applies it and it's able to benefit their life, in comparison to give advice to this guy 5 times and he's never applied it, right? I can tell you it's so much more worth putting my time into places that I can actually make an impact.
So we would say the impact that you cause is a gift,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's how I
From
would
that
see
guy
it.
to
Yeah.
you.
And I think that's probably something that we have to realize as well. It's like, you know, if we are able to create impact, whether that be even on ourselves, but together with people who can give us that value, that is of value to them because they've played a part of our success. And of course, ultimately, I always say that it wouldn't have happened without the person who decided to take action, but they were able to play a small part in enabling that. And me personally, and I think you've heard my stories before, that's what I find most fulfilling. That's the reason why I do what I do. That's the reason why GoYouth exists.
You want to give,
Yeah,
you want to give a lot.
it's like if we're able to play a
Yeah.
small part in somebody else's growth, that means if we put, you know, it's 10:18 on a Tuesday after work, I just came back from a run and we're here sitting down recording a call.
From
If
what?
s-
A run?
Yeah,
From a run?
yeah, and I went gym in the morning. So it was like already a hectic day. I'm sitting down here recording this and there is energy spewing out. And it's just because if somewhere down the line, right, I know somebody can take whatever we're doing here and make it into something better. Even if it's just for them in their lives, then everything here spent is worth it. That's how I see it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Wonderful.
Damn. Okay. So I'm getting carried away. This is a warming
Oh, that's
moment.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect insight.
No worries.
Okay. Let me get back to the question. All right. So we've got a lot of benefits. We talked about, you know, amazing this, amazing that, how to give and take and whatnot. Now, I want to ask Omar, what are some mistakes that people should avoid when participating in a community? Mistakes. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? It's a great question.
Imposter syndrome.
Trying to think. So I'm assuming you mean like when you're already in a community, where you have already established a community, and what can you do wrong to basically inverse that? Is that the question? Or Are you saying when you're trying to get into a community, what can you do to prevent you from getting into that community, from forming it? Which one is it?
Oh, those are two excellent perspectives. When I asked it, I wanted to ask it as an open-ended question. I think we've talked about how to choose the right community. So let's talk about once you're already in a
Right,
good
once I'm
community.
already
If
in a
you're in a
community.
good community, right, what could you do wrong?
I'm trying to think of my own personal experience, so it's genuine, right? I want to say it's something that's actually quite simple. It's like something straightforward, nothing special or anything. It's that you don't honor their, you don't become honest. You don't treat them like with respect, like a friend. Or maybe those are common things to happen in what I see how a community form and disperse. But I would say the biggest one would be you're not accountable, or you lose your their confidence in you. For example, if you tell them you want to do it, but you don't end up doing it, that causes
Distrust.
honestly trust issues.
Yeah.
This what? This was the word?
Distrust. I said distrust.
Distress.
Trust.
Are you
Trust.
sure?
Distrust.
Distrust,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
distrust.
yeah.
Distrust. It's just they're not confident in what you say, and because the community is like you take accountability on doing something, right? Or I give you an advice. So I want to see you. Let's say you want to quit alcohol. Maybe it's too extreme. You want to quit sugar, and then I give you advice on how to do it. But then after 6 months, you're still on sugar. So what do you call that? Is that a not taking accountability? So then the community becomes this, like I give up lah. Like, oh, I don't think this works, because now you're dragging me down. Because I'm trying to advise you to do something, but you don't seem to improve. So now you are influencing me to take sugar, right? Because energy spreading is a thing, and it's sticky, right? When you're around people who vapes, and you're gonna end up vaping. So yeah, I guess that's not being accountable to what you promise to do. Like, say if you can't do that, you can admit to them so that there's no expectations. You can try to be better. It's a learning process, but don't overpromise, and try to over deliver instead of overpromise.
I really like that, and I think it's like there may be situations where in one domain you guys have a good exchange of value, but then after in another you have that difference in values and you don't want to associate yourself with that. And I think being very clear with that boundaries with whoever your friend may be, like for example, if it's someone who is incredibly good, or the alarm's about to go off, incredibly good at working out, right? But let's say for example, um, he vapes, right? So he's a motivation for you to go and work out. But the thing is, he vapes, right? So it's like it's not something that you want to get into. So like, how do you manage that? So it's like, let's say for the perspective of someone who is the vapor, right? It would be when you're with him, for example, or when you're in an enclosed area, don't vape in front of him, so you don't influence. When you know that that's his values and that's his boundaries, then that's a way that that relationship could be sustained, if there is a value exchange,
you're
right?
I think we have to compartmentalize. That's the word. I think that's the word of the day. Compartmentalize. You have to be able to separate those bad habits, because no one's perfect, right? To my friends who vape, I'm not saying I don't love you. I do love you with what you do, other stuff that you do other than vaping. Like maybe you work very hard, maybe you're very intelligent. Nicotine makes you powerful, right? Some people
Yeah,
derive
yeah. Have you
power
ever
from
gone hiking
nicotine.
in Indonesia? They'll be like, gotta charge. And then
Holy shit!
they'll
Is that how
take
you
a
get their
cigarette
energy?
right halfway down the hike, going up a volcano, right? They were like, gotta
Bro,
recharge.
it's less oxygen there, and then they
Yeah, it's freaking
breathe
crazy.
in what?
Yeah.
The frick?
They're crazy, man. They're crazy.
There's already oxygen is there, it's thin already, and they're making it worse. What the hell? Ow! Power. They derive power from
Yeah,
nicotine, from
it's
tobacco.
crazy.
So yeah, you gotta compartmentalize and focus on the right things, I suppose, and try to limit. If you yourself you think you have a bad, not necessarily bad, but something that doesn't align in value with the community or the person that you're trying to connect with, you're trying to make something with. And then they set a boundary. They make it clear that this is not something I vibe with. So you yourself, you are responsible to respect that boundary and not do that. Like I can give an example. Maybe I'm working with a not so. That's not right. Wait. Maybe I'm working with. Let's give you an easy example. So I'm working in fitness, and then I love health. Oh my god, this example is going well already. And then the guy likes to smoke, right? Easy thing. But then I tell him, okay, bro, I don't really vibe with the smoke, so I appreciate it if we limit our um, value sharing with. I love working out with you, but when in my car, I can't stop him from smoking when he's outside because that's his prerogative, right? So
Yeah.
when in my car, it's like do whatever. But I enjoy working out with him. So,
Yeah. I think that's great, and I think there's a lot of things that it's very dynamic when you talk about communities because I say this a lot. Humans are very complex creatures, and we all have our battles that we are fighting in our own lives. So it's a give and take. It's like you set your boundaries, you set your values, hold your values to it. You will attract the right people, and similarly, you would push away the wrong people that you want in your lives. So I'm not saying it's that, but I'm saying there will be people who would be okay and they would be able to respect your boundaries. But people who are not able to respect your boundaries, those aren't really people you want to keep in your life either, you know? So you don't even have to push them away. Just by standing your ground on your boundaries, you would naturally push these kind of people away and attract the right people. And I think that is one of the interesting things about community. And I think that might actually put the importance on actually really understanding or taking time to really discover what your values and your principles are. Because if you don't even know what you stand for, then you don't even know who you're attracting.
you'll be a sponge.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be a sponge, and you'll
Exactly.
just be influenced by. You're impressionable. You'll be whatever who around you are.
Yeah. Okay. One more question to close for Saeed, right? If someone out there, one of our viewers maybe, is not already a part of a community, right? Where should they start?
This question to me is
Local masjid.
Sorry? Yeah, you said.
Okay. But before actually trying to decide who you want to be with, you need to write down who do you want to become. I'll give you an example. Let's say you want to become a millionaire,
Jeez.
but you have no money, you have no connections, no capital, no money, anything like that. But you want to become a millionaire. So there's two ways you can do this. As the saying goes, a friend is a puller, right? So anyone you meet is going to pull you into good or bad. So in this case, anyone who you meet is either going to pull you to make money or pull you not to make money. So, and you go out there and meet people who are millionaires. Obviously, you yourself would be groomed under them in a good way. Obviously, like they'll give you advice. They teach you this is how it should be done. Maybe you can do it in this way and all the stuff. So if you just define yourself on what goals you want, who do you want to become first, then set your goals. Then afterwards, it will come in naturally that you want to meet these people within this community. And also, this will end on one more thing. During the segment with Omar just now, I actually wanted to interject, but I don't know when to interject in. I just want to add one more point that one of the dangers that I think some people will encounter, especially me, because it's coming from deep in my heart, that if you're in a community with an excellent bunch of people, right, the possibility of imposter syndrome will come out. Like you start to compare yourself with others, and I've been through this for almost most of my life. It's like because
How do you combat that?
I would say I think it's top 2 of the most toughest battles I've been against, because yes, I mean, for these people it's very annoying to see people doing better than them, and and they just want to be back, and they want to become better, but just the thought themselves that they want to become better makes them just crazy, you know. So, these people better. I don't like that. I don't like this, you know.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, I feel that way too.
Yeah,
Like,
so
yeah, he's better than me. How is that?
yeah, no, but actually, you know what? It is actually a real thing, because I can bet with you right now. Most people who want to become better, at the road trying to improve themselves, they will start to compare with others. That will happen. That is inevitable. It will just happen. There's no one time universal solution to all of this. My only advice to you with this is just that don't think of others, just focus on the path that's meant for you. Because others' path is different from yours. Because look, I'm just 19, and I see people on Instagram who are like 90-year-old or 70-year-old making money already and richer than me. Obviously that would piss me off. But at the same time, it reminds me again that for the viewers out there is that, okay, this is the path for this guy, but it's not my path. My path is this, and I focus on this. So if you just solely just focus on your path only and trying to prioritize progress rather than your pride, then you would lessen the possibility of you trying to compare with others, because comparing with others is a thief of joy. It's easy to do, because I can vouch for everyone in this world right now. They compare themselves with others. It's normal, but don't do it to the extreme. So stay on the path, stay there, and be patient.
I want to add something there before Ilya takes the stage. It helps if you compare yourself, your current self, with your past self. You know, you see how far you've gone, and you're like, oh wow, I've gone quite far. I'm grateful of that. You have to practice gratitude on that. And yeah, comparison is the killer of joy if you compare with people, other people who had their own journey. And remember, people that post things on Instagram that they're making thousands and stuff, millions or whatnot, those could be fake. You know, it's social media. They only post the best part of their life and leave the suffering, you know, hidden. So yeah, don't compare yourself. Compare yourself with yourself, that's fine, but compare yourself with someone's highest point in life, don't do that to yourself.
Yeah, please do. Why like deep in thoughts?
Ilya's cooking, let him cook.
No. I don't know. I think we can go into a whole different podcast episode if we were to dive into that topic. So,
Well, you raised the question,
Yeah.
isn't it? I don't know. What was the original question again? I forgot.
no, I just asked if they're not currently part of a community, where should they start?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. If they're not part of the
Yeah,
community.
then we went down.
Bro, you dragged it so far. What the heck is that?
No. I'll try to add up the point when it was discussed between the.
Yeah, he already finished the question, but then he went back
Oh,
to
okay.
one of the points you were saying.
Yeah.
But I think it's good. I think it's good. I think it's quite interesting.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
All right. Anyhow, I think that was amazing. We've already reached an hour. It didn't even feel like an hour for me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
No,
that's-
if
Yeah,
not in our.
So that was really amazing. So, anyhow, we'll be processing this, and you guys are gonna be able to watch this podcast. I hope you have enjoyed an hour with the Go Youth team, and we have more coming this month. We are planning to at least release 3, and you can stay tuned for that. Check out our YouTube channels, follow us for Instagram on updates, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah?
Tell the audience that if they have any questions that they want to ask for our next episode, drop down in the comments or send us a direct message if you're shy of other people.
Feel free to DM us.
Yeah, you heard the
Put in the
team.
comments.
You heard the team. Yeah, if you
If
guys
you
have any questions at all for the community, we might even come up with a whole ass other episode just to address your questions. So please drop it below. We'll get the team, if not myself, will reply to each and every single comment on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for staying till the very end. Do you guys have any final words, Umar, Said?
Do the hard work even when you don't feel like it. That's my message to you.
Powerful word right there.
As for my side, I would just say, stay on the path, keep on the path, and never go astray. Be patient.
Love that. And I think since you guys add quotes, I'm gonna add one as well. Pay super close attention to who you spend most of your time with. With that, I'd like to close this. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And let's go youth signing off.